Welcome to Slow Home Studio. Too many people live in badly designed houses and we want to change that.
So you're going to notice that things look a little bit different, and that's because for the next 2 weeks we're going to be answering viewer questions for our Design Minute segment, so we're using a slightly different broadcast format. And if you have a question about residential design or a particular topic that you would like John and I to discuss, you can send an email to john@slowhomestudio.com.
That's right. This is your chance to answer any and all design questions that you might have. It might be a photograph of a room that you're not quite sure what to do with. If you have a floor plan of your house and a specific question, a product question, a green question, any question about design that you think you could benefit from getting the advice of a couple of architects, just let us know, send us an email, and we'll try to get through as many of them as we can. To kick things off, we have a question from Mid-America Mom, who's one of our longtime viewers and big supporters to the site. She sent us an email a couple of weeks ago because she and her family have recently relocated to Denver, Colorado, and she needs some advice about what to do with her basement flooring. She writes, and we've got it here on our screen, "We are starting to update our new home's 1950s finished basement. First is flooring. What options do you suggest we explore for this DIY project? In place is well-glued, suspected vinyl asbestos tiles. And the plan is to cover them with the new product. As it is a low basement with low ceilings, thickness, height is a concern." Mid-America Mom.
Well, there's a lot of things to consider when you're doing flooring in a basement, and if you have a suspected asbestos tile, that's okay. The thing that you have to remember is as long as you don't disturb it, there's no problem. You can go on top, but you do need to pick a flooring that's going to be able to be put on top of something else.
That's right, and it is, obviously anything that has to do with asbestos is a concern, but it's only a concern if the asbestos becomes airborne. And so if you've got a floor, a composite floor, and it's intact, then usually the best thing to do is to just leave it.
Yep.
To cover it up so that it doesn't get disturbed, and leave it. If you start to demolish it and take it out, then you have to be very, very careful that you don't get any sort of ill effects from any of the asbestos.
And you have to dispose of it properly as well. So the other thing to consider with basement flooring, of course, is moisture, because basements are prone to more moisture than an upper floor. And the final thing is ceiling height. She did mention that in her note, because a lot of times basement ceilings are very low, so if you have to build something up with a subfloor, it's going to reduce your overall height in the basement. So we came up with a few suggestions, and the first one was vinyl composite tile, which is known as VCT. And it's a product that is laid down like tile. It is applied with a glue, and it can go on top of an existing floor or concrete. So the next one we came up with was Marmoleum. Marmoleum is a sheet good, and it's made out of natural linseed oil, so it's a very good, sustainable product. And it comes either as sheets, which are rolled down and then seamed and welded together. The second way that you can get Marmoleum is in a tile form, and it's a larger format tile than VCT. It's glued down. And then the third way that you can get Marmoleum is a click-together product, which is like laminate flooring. So that's a good option if you want something that is easy to install, because you don't have to glue it down and sort of tile it in the same sort of way.
We use Marmoleum all the time. I think it's a great product. It's a very nice thing to do.
Lots of great colors too.
There's one other option.
Yeah, and the last option is an epoxy flooring, which is a troweled on type of flooring. And we use this quite a bit in basements and mechanical rooms or storage rooms, but you can actually use it in larger living areas. The benefit of this is it's less than 2 millimeters thick, so it's very, very thin, so the height issue is dealt with. And it's troweled on. It's almost like a sort of an extruded paint. And at the end of the day, it has sort of a pebbly, almost sort of like the look of terrazzo, a little bit of stone look. Very interesting, whole bunch of color choices, easy to apply, and good for uneven surfaces as well.
Like you would find in an old basement in Denver, Colorado, I suppose. Yeah. So if you have any other suggestions for Mid-America Mom, or you'd like to add anything additional, please post a comment on the site for today's post, and we can start a discussion about what we might be able to do with that floor.
And send us your other questions. We're going to be recording these segments every day for the next 2 weeks, so we're looking forward to hear what you guys come up with, and send your questions to john@slowhomestudio.com.
See you tomorrow.